There's going to be plenty of turnover in this offseason for the New England Patriots as far as the players go, but there also might be some significant change when it comes to the coaching staff as well. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. We have to talk about Josh McDaniels first.
Yeah.
Obviously, his name has been thrown around so much recently, being interviewed for multiple teams for their head coaching position, as he was last season as well. What are some potential landing spots if you think he's leaving?
Well, I actually think there's a good chance that Josh McDaniels leaves. Now, I think a lot of it depends on what Tom Brady does, but Josh McDaniels is ready to be a head coach again. I think the organization, the team that the Patriots are going to have to fight for Josh McDaniels for is the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns give Josh McDaniels what he wants, which is probably going to be either a hand-picked GM by McDaniels or maybe actually head of football operations, similar position to what Belichick has, kind of the football czar of the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
I don't know if the Browns are going to be willing to go that far, but if they allow him to pick the GM and kind of say, all right, here's my guy, let's go with this, then I think that Josh McDaniels is going to be the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns. He's already talked to a lot of coaches about his staff, about who's going to be his OC, who's going to be his DC, those types of things. And his next stop, he's kind of getting his ducks in a row here to leave the Patriots. So unless Tom Brady says I'm coming back and convinces Josh McDaniels to stay at least one more year until Brady decides to hang him up, I think that McDaniels is going to be the next coach of the Cleveland Browns, barring something unforeseen happening here.
And two more major names that we need to talk about are Joe Judge and Nick Caserio. What do you think the future holds for those two?
Well, Joe Judge right now is apparently interviewing for the Mississippi State job. So he might actually go head coach in college football instead of pro football. Now, the Giants, I don't think is a very strong candidate for them, Joe Judge. I know they're planning on interviewing him, but I don't think that he is going to be their choice. Right. I think that they have some bigger names on the mind right now than a guy like a special teams coordinator and wide receivers coach for the Patriots. So I think that Joe Judge's best avenue to leaving the Patriots to get a head coaching gig is probably going to be in college, something that I didn't really consider because there weren't really any reports about that, but now Bruce Feldman's saying that he's going to interview for that Mississippi State job. My guess is that Mississippi State offers him that position, he's going to be gone as well. And I know there's going to be some Patriots fans out there that aren't going to really miss Joe Judge all that much after how the wide receivers played this year under his kind of tutelage, but he is a really, really smart, sharp guy that has a bright future in terms of being a potential head coach in this league, and the Patriots think of him extremely highly, obviously, to give him two kind of positions to be coaching, and we all know how good the Patriots special teams have been under Judge as well.
Nick Caserio is a major brain under this whole operation. That would be a major loss.
Yeah.
That would really kind of create a full almost turnover that would be tough to recover from if, say, Tom Brady also left. We're talking about a major upheaval here.
Yeah, so Nick Caserio is the director of player personnel for the Patriots. He's essentially a GM, though, for the Pats because Bill Belichick, during the season, is really focused on the season, right? So he's focused on game planning for opponents and getting his team ready for a game on Sunday. And Nick Caserio, he's the one that's leading the charge when it comes to college scouting, scouting the draft, or even pro personnel scouting, free agency, trades, that kind of stuff is all Nick Caserio, and then he kind of goes and reports back to Belichick with his findings. The other thing is, too, is the Patriots might lose Monty Eisenfort also, who's Nick Caserio's kind of right-hand man and understudy, the vice president of player operations, if you will. And if they lose both of those guys, then they have a big shoes to fill in the front office moving forward because Bill Belichick can't do it all, right? He can't be scouting other teams, the other 31 teams, looking for guys that they could potentially pick up off the street who get cut, or guys that are on other teams' practice squads or trade deadline acquisitions. He can't do all of that and also coach the football team. So Nick Caserio has been a huge part of what they've done here, but Caserio has a really unique role with the Patriots because he is on the game day coaching staff. He's in the booth. He's got a headset on. He often talks to Josh McDaniels during games. So he's going to have to get a team that's willing to make him their GM and also allow him to continue to do some of the things that I know he enjoys to do in terms of game day responsibilities and being out there on the practice field. We see him out there on the practice field all the time, going through drills with guys playing quarterback with out there as well. And that's an interesting kind of role for a general manager. Not a lot of general managers do that. Most general managers on game day are up in the owner's box watching the game with the owner and sitting there as a fan watching the game, essentially. So Nick Caserio has a much different kind of set of responsibilities here with the Patriots.
This Patriots Press Pass is brought to you by betonline.ag. Head to their website, enter promo code CLNS50 to receive your welcome bonus. We'll have you covered all off season long on our website at clnsmedia.com and on our YouTube channel at CLNS Media.